We're standing right on the edge of a revolution, but it's a quiet one. It's a technological shift where AI is going to integrate so deeply, so seamlessly into our world that it basically just disappears. And this isn't about more screens or more robots. It's about an invisible layer of intelligence that's reshaping our reality from the inside out. So, what does this invisible revolution actually look like? Let's dive in.
And that's really the core idea here, and it's a wild one to think about. For decades, right, progress has always meant more devices, more interfaces, more glowing rectangles that are constantly screaming for our attention. But the next big leap, it's all about technology just receding into the background, becoming this supportive, invisible presence in our lives, something called zero UI.
So the technical term for all this is ambient intelligence, or AMI for short. And the idea is pretty simple, really. It's that our environments, our homes, our cars, our offices, are going to be filled with these tiny, interconnected devices that are totally aware of their context. They can sense us, they can anticipate what we need, all without us ever having to type a command or tap a screen. It's technology that finally adapts to us, not the other way around.
Okay, so where does this invisible revolution actually start? You might be thinking smart homes or smart cities, right? But the real starting point is way more personal. It begins inside our own bodies. And this is where ambient AI is about to make its most profound impact first.
Just think about the shift that we're already seeing right now. Healthcare used to be completely reactive. You'd only go to the doctor when you felt sick. But now, we have these ambient devices like smart rings and earbuds that are giving us this constant stream of real-time data on our vitals. We're moving from just taking a few snapshots of our health to having this continuous, proactive monitoring system that only needs to get our attention when something might be wrong.
But trust me, wearables are just the very beginning. The next leap takes this whole concept so much further, diving deep into the world of nanobots. We're talking about microscopic machines engineered at the molecular level that are designed to navigate our bodies and perform tasks with just incredible precision. This is technology that literally works at a cellular level.
And to really get your head around the scale here, just look at these images. On the left, you've got nanobots right next to red blood cells. And on the right, a single nanobot making its way through the tiny, intricate network of a blood vessel. We're talking about medical tools so unbelievably small, they can interact directly with our biology without ever needing an invasive procedure.
And the potential here, it is absolutely staggering. Just imagine nanobots delivering chemotherapy directly to cancer cells, which would leave all the healthy cells completely untouched, or performing surgery at a cellular level to repair damaged tissue. They could patrol our bloodstream, giving us early warnings for things like aneurysms, and maybe even correct errors in our DNA. This isn't just about treatment anymore. It's proactive biological maintenance.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We're going from the microscopic environment of the human body to the macro environment of the cities we all live in. What happens when this very same ambient intelligence starts to wake up the world around us?
Well, the core technology that makes this happen is called the digital twin. And this isn't just some 3D model. Oh no, it's a living, breathing, virtual replica of a city that is constantly being fed real-time data from sensors on, well, everything. Traffic, energy grids, water systems, you name it. It's basically a dynamic simulation that lets city planners test out all these what-if scenarios with incredible accuracy.
Now, this is a really important point to make. A digital twin is not the metaverse. I know they sound similar, but they're totally different. The metaverse is mostly a social platform, right? It's for fun, for interactions. A digital twin, on the other hand, is a powerful analytical tool. It's designed for simulating, optimizing, and managing real-world things. So one is for interaction, the other is for insight.
So how does the smart city actually make our day-to-day lives better? Well, it's not just about being efficient. It's about aligning our environment with our own biology. And to get this, we have to start with something called the human circadian rhythm. That's the natural 24-hour cycle that controls our sleep, our alertness, our hormone levels. Our bodies are just deeply tuned to the rhythm of day and night.
And smart environments can tap right into that knowledge. There are these things called circadian lighting systems that can automatically adjust the color and the intensity of artificial light all day long to perfectly mimic the sun. And this simple, totally invisible change can have these profound effects, improving our mood, our focus, and some studies have even shown it can speed up recovery times for patients in hospitals. It's incredible.
So we're looking at this future where invisible AI can optimize our bodies and our cities. If it can manage our physical world that effectively, well, that raises the next huge question. What happens when that same intelligence gets applied to the very structure of our economy and our society?
And this brings us to a really fundamental shift in how we think about the world.
I mean, for all human history, economics has been the science of managing scarcity, of not having enough. But what if AI-driven automation could create a world of abundance instead?
This theoretical idea is sometimes called the infinity economy, and it's basically an economic system where the main driver isn't figuring out how to divvy up scarce resources, but instead generating near infinite value. When AI and automated systems can produce pretty much anything on demand, the old rules of supply and demand, well, they start to completely break down.
And what that does is it completely flips what we think of as valuable on its head. In a traditional economy, value is tied to things that are finite. Materials, land, human labor. But in an infinity economy, value moves to things that are infinitely scalable. Ideas, knowledge, creativity, even your social reputation. The actual production of physical stuff, that just becomes a utility, kind of like electricity.
So, if AI is providing for all of our material needs, and the whole concept of a job just becomes obsolete for most people, what's left for us to do? And this brings us to maybe the most profound question of all. What then is the purpose of being human?
This quote just beautifully captures the heart of the answer. We often think that meaning comes from overcoming challenges, from the struggle. But in a world without that forced struggle, meaning can be found in the simple, free choice to act, to create, to learn, to connect, even when absolutely nothing is requiring it of us.
There's actually a name for this idea: non-necessary agency. It's that human drive to engage with the world not because you have to for survival, but out of pure choice. It's the motivation to master a craft, or explore a philosophical question, or build a community just for the sake of doing it, because you want to.
And this just paints a picture of a radically different kind of society. A world where human potential is finally, truly liberated from the demands of just trying to survive. It's a future that's not focused on production, but on passion, on creativity, on craftsmanship, on deep learning, and on building way stronger human connections. Which brings us to our final thought. As this invisible revolution unfolds, managing our health from the inside out and our cities from the cloud down, it ultimately leads us right back to ourselves. Because in a future where technology provides for everything, the only question left is a deeply personal one. What will you choose to do?